Welcome back to Math Tomorrow. So today we're gonna be looking at some more arithmetic progressions, some a little bit like more difficult problems here. So we're given an AP. The first term 1 is 5, and the common difference is 2. So how many terms do we have to add to get 2700? Well, we're gonna have to use our AP addition formula, which is n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d, right? So now we just gotta plug in our values, right? What is n? We don't know, right? Because that's the number of that's the number of numbers we have to add, right? And then times 2 times what is our first term? 5 plus n minus 1 times the common difference 2 is equal to 2700, right? Because all of that addition has to equal 2700, right? So we're equating it. So instead of going ahead and solving, like, multiplying 2700 by 2, right, which we would usually do, well, you see there are 2 here, so you can just cancel them, right? Because the 2 you can bring out in common here and then cancel with the 2 in the denominator here. So what do we have? N times, well, we can just take out the bracket now because that becomes 1. So it's just 5 plus n minus 1, which is 4 plus n, right? N plus 4 is equal to 2700, right? So this expands to n squared plus 4n equals 2700, right? Brings to the other side. N squared plus 4n minus 2700 equals 0. And this is just a regular quadratic equation, right? So we can just now factor it, right, using the AC method, right? So 1 times, sorry, I wrote 27,000. 1 times 2700 is just negative 2700, right? And then we can factor that into the negative 54, into 54 and negative 50, right? So n plus 54 and n minus 50, right? Because those two multiplied give you negative 2700. And then we solve, right? N equals negative 54 or 50. Well, obviously negative 54 won't work because you can't add a negative number of terms, right? Because like a term is always, you either have one term, you can have a negative term, right? You can have negative 1 terms. So the 54 is gone. So our answer here is 50. 50 terms need to be added in the sequence starting from 5 that give you 2700. Thank you. Hope you learned something.